Greetings, my legions of YouTube followers. It's been a while since I've posted, and I've got something interesting to show you finally. I apologize for the delay. I know you've missed me. Anyway, I moved, and I got a house, and now instead of a garage, I have a basement. And I am just getting set up here with a few tools. Please pardon the mess and the terrible lighting. That is something I'm working on. This is going to be a short video. First of all, let's see, 500 subscribers. Woohoo! It only took me, like 12 years or so? Right. Apparently the video of my cat, Pilaf, meowing, getting picked up by the YouTube algorithm because it's a short video, and now YouTube is trying to compete with all the short video formats by pumping those up. So if you haven't seen my cat meow yet, it's adorable, and maybe I'll get him to do it again soon. We'll see. So what do we have here? This is a rarity of rarities. I'm honored to have it on my bench. It cost a pretty penny to get it on my bench, let me tell you. This, for the uninitiated, is the Barney Oliver Amplifier. And there was only about 500 or so of these made in two production, well, not even production runs, but in two runs at the HP factory by HP employees. And the design was by none other than Barney Oliver himself, the head of the research division at Hewlett Packard. So this was made in 1972, and it's built just like all the HP stuff was built back then, and with a lot of the same components and a lot of the same layout and techniques. Really, really a cool piece. What I'm doing right now is I'm going over it and getting ready to order some parts. As you can see, I'm getting a parts list together. Now, I'm not going to replace all of this. This is just an exhaustive list of all the parts that could potentially be out of spec due to their age. Most of them are not out of spec, and be measuring them carefully and checking out some things. Now we do have, I'll show you a little more of the amp in a second, but before we do that, let's take a quick look underneath. This is the power supply board. Look at that beautiful gold-plated circuit board and that lovely symmetrical layout of everything, all those precision 1% resistors in there, and a handful of carbon comps here and there. And I think those are on a good list for replacing, simply because there's not that many of them. Most of the resistors in this amp are metal film and like 1%. And the other reason is that carbon comp resistors, when they go, they can make a mess. And over here on one of the driver boards, let's see if we can get that in the light. Over here on one of the driver boards, we see what used to be a 100 ohm resistor, and it completely let the smoke out, stunk up the whole amplifier. Let's see if you can see with the light. I don't think you can, but there's a poop stain. There's a resistor poop stain now on the underside of that capacitor and on that board that's going to have to be cleaned out. And yeah, and that 100 ohm resistor is now only 7 ohms, interestingly. I haven't 100% determined why that resistor blew. I suspect this little 5551 over here, that's part of the current source circuit for the amplifier output stage driver. We'll get into that later. This is just kind of a little show and tell video. We got the back here, and yeah, really cool piece of gear. Let's pause for a second and take a look at the front and the top of this thing. All right, look at the top of it. Just beautiful, clean, really a nice example. Look at this driver board. Oh, look at how beautifully that board is made, and all those precision components on it. And the most incredible precision component of all is, of course, this this 31 step stepped attenuator, which is just awesome. Um, these two massive capacitors seem to be okay. I did a full voltage leak check on them, and they seem to be real good. We got some output transistors. Looks like the two on the left, which correspond to the right channel. The two on the left are replaced. We can see the 1972 date codes on the two on the right, 72 39th week, 72 26th week. But these guys over here, they got some other date code on it that I don't quite understand. So they've been replaced at some point. That's not a scratch there. That is actually me scraping off some dust just with my fingernail, just to see a little bit of heatsink compound and schmoo got over there. And yeah, just fantastic construction. And if you doubted that this thing was Hewlett Packard, now it was never officially an HP product. It was made by and for HP employees. And yeah, so let's take a quick look around the front. And will the camera flip around if I do this? No, it's upside down. Awesome. Well, you get to see it better in future videos coming up. We're going to go over this thing, get it running right, measure its distortion. Oh, and one of the really cool things is that this amplifier came with the manual, which of course includes all the circuit diagrams as befitting an HP product. Even though it was not officially an HP product, they built it like it was. So really, really looking forward to showing you that, and some future videos coming up from the basement. All right, thanks everybody. And click like and subscribe and all that crap if you feel like it. If not, it's cool.